What was it like when the dinosaurs roamed the earth? If only we could journey through time and observe the mysterious world of giant forests and the creatures who lived there, long before humans inhabited the world. The Pacific Science Center has your passport for an adventurous journey through time, a passport to travel back over 140 million years to the prehistoric Mesozoic age of the dinosaurs. This is the Mesozoic age, the period of time between 225 and 65 million years ago, when dinosaurs lived. The Pacific Science Center has brought together 20th century technology with the latest information about prehistoric life in this exhibit, Dinosaurs, a journey through time. This passport is your key to adventure. It will guide you with clues to help you identify each creature in the exhibit. This is a triceratops. As you can see, they move and roar. Near each creature is a sign that gives you information about the dinosaur and ideas for what to look for, same as your passport. Do you know when the Triceratops lived, how big it was, or what it liked to eat? If you look at its beak-like mouth and rows of grinding teeth, you can tell that it liked to eat tough, woody plants. The sharp horns and frilled bone ridge around its neck were used to protect it from larger dinosaurs, like Tyrannosaurus rex, the largest meat eater to ever walk the earth. Some of these creatures may seem a bit different because scientists have made new discoveries that affect how we think they look. For instance, Tyrannosaurus rex was not a slow, clumsy beast, as we've been led to believe from old movies. It could run up to 45 miles an hour and used its tail to counterbalance its powerful neck and jaws. It had a kind of bird-like posture. In fact, dinosaurs are actually the great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents of today's birds, without the feathers. Probably familiar with these dinosaurs, but because of recent findings, you'll learn some fascinating new things about them. That's one of the most exciting aspects of this exhibit. These displays will ask and answer questions like, were dinosaurs warm-blooded? Or, were dinosaurs stupid? You can even find out who invented the word dinosaur. You'll learn some of the latest thinking about dinosaurs by interacting with these displays. In between the dinosaurs in this Mesozoic environment, you'll find other 20th century educational activities to make your journey through time complete.
And that's half the size, so press how big you think you are compared to Triceratops.
These Pacific Science Center computers test your judgment about the size of the dinosaurs as compared to your own height.
When you think it's the right height, press the space bar. Oh, you were right, Christy, I was wrong. You were off by 2 inches.
You can pretend to be a scientist and dig for fossils in the Dig a Fossil pit. Fossils are the remains or impressions of a prehistoric animal or plant. The scientists who work with dinosaur fossils are paleontologists. They dig for and piece together fossils and other remains to help us understand what life was like in the age of dinosaurs.
You know what that is? What does that look like? It's kind of weird, huh?
It's kind of like a shell.
Looks like a shell. That's a good guess. But you know what it is? It's kind of like a palm frond. It's like a palm tree leaf. that just got laid down on the ground, and just like the trilobites, many layers of sediment got over it, and it hardened and it turned to rock. So now
As you explore further, you will find some fossil skull casts, like this one of Tyrannosaurus rex. There's also a display where you can make a dinosaur rubbing to take home.
That color matches your coat. Honest.
With these activities, you can better understand the important work of paleontologists.
The idea is that paleontology and dinosaurs is as much a scientific study as anything else.
Science Center Associate Director Dennis Schatz.
And so the goal is to really try and understand how science works, that the paleontologist uses clues, just like a detective, to figure out what these animals look like, and that changes with time. They get more information, so they change. It's a dynamic subject. The reason we want people to come and see them in their environment is if you go to a traditional museum, you see all these bones and the fossils, but you don't really get a good idea of what they possibly were like in their environment. And here, you get a sense of what the plants were like, maybe what they sounded like. Of course, you have no idea what they sounded like, but the skin is on them. And so it's much more realistic.
The dinosaurs in the exhibit are controlled by an intricate computerized hydraulic system. It's called dynamation and gives the creatures the lifelike appearance of movement and sound. The Pneumoferosaurus shows how the hydraulic system controls body movement, movement of the jaw, and eye movement. Every traveler can work these controls to operate the Pneumoferosaurus. Stuart Kendall is the engineer for the exhibit and designed this creature.
I think fondly known at the moment as the Pneumoferosaurus, from pneumatic, which is how all these creatures operate, and the ferro from the iron contained inside. Science, of course, is the process of wanting to dispel magic, so to speak. Yet, to a great extent, what we want to do more than anything else here is provide people with a sense of true wonder about these creatures that they haven't seen.
You can enjoy the amazing technology at work as you encounter each creature's movement and sounds. This is a Stegosaurus, one of the earlier dinosaurs who lived 140 million years ago. Its spiky tail was used like a club, and the bony plates on its back may have been used as heat-gathering devices. Near each dinosaur you identify, you can validate your findings with a stamp in your passport. Then continue to use your passport to find the other creatures. Like the Apatosaurus, who lived on the Earth 130 million years ago. It was very large, weighed 30 to 35 tons, and was 65 feet long. The Apatosaurus, formerly known as a Brontosaurus, ate plants. Its long neck was used to reach high leaves on tall prehistoric trees. And you'll find the Pachycephalosaurus, or bonehead, with a skull bone 8 inches thick, designed like a crash helmet and probably used as a butting weapon. That's just part of the wonder you'll discover on your adventure. The Pacific Science Center has created an unforgettable journey that is not only educational, but makes you feel as if you actually enter another time. This exhibition in Seattle is only the beginning of the journey. Dinosaurs, A Journey Through Time, will travel throughout the state of Washington and possibly out of state, bringing this dinosaur excitement to a wider audience. It's a thrilling trip, but don't take my word for it. We asked a few other travelers to talk about their adventures. Do you know what your favorite dinosaurs are in the exhibit?
Yes.
Which are they?
T-Rex.
And what did you like about him?
Oh, what I like about him is the shape, sort of.
What do you like best? Do you like the moving dinosaurs or some of the educational material that's provided with them?
I like the moving dinosaurs and the sounds and everything, you know. I'll never learn all the business, you know, they tell about them. The kids do maybe, but I just like the stuff.
Do you have a favorite dinosaur in here?
Uh-huh. It's Brontosaurus, the big one over there, back there.
What do you like best about it?
Well, its nickname is Thunder Lizard.
What did you like best about the exhibits?
Dinosaurs.
Did you have a favorite dinosaur?
Yeah.
Which one?
Triceratops is mine.
What was
This
your-
guy right here, up there.
Children really like the dinosaurs, so they really like to study them, and they learn very quickly. They knew a lot about what we saw today already.
He knows how to play up the plants.
There. Now we're certified time travelers.
Yeah.
As we re-enter the Cenozoic era, that's the age of mammals, there are still some unsolved mysteries that will keep scientists, and for that matter all of us, returning to the age of dinosaurs. Who knows? Maybe you'll be one of those scientists. For the better we understand dinosaurs and their world, the more we'll understand the present and possibly even the future. I hope you enjoy your journey through time with the Pacific Science Center.
I'm Booth Gardner, Governor of the state of Washington. I think you'll agree that exhibits like Dinosaurs make learning about science fun. Yet a National Science Foundation study has determined that by the 3rd grade, 50% of the students have decided they don't like science, and by the 8th grade, 80% have decided they don't like science. Now that's a concern for 2 reasons. It means that too few students will choose careers in the sciences and engineering. And it means that as adults, they will be unequipped to make decisions about their world of increasing technological complexity. That's why education experts consider it essential to provide students, especially in the early years, with experiences inside and outside the classroom that make science fun and exciting. The Pacific Science Center's dinosaur exhibit provides such an opportunity by bringing these prehistoric beasts and times to life in a way I think you'll find memorable. I hope you'll enjoy meeting the dinosaurs as much as I have.